What makes Filipino cultural heritage unique from others? Each indigenous religion in the Philippines is distinct from each other, possessing unique epics, pantheons, belief systems, and other intangible heritage pertaining to religious beliefs. This immense diversity in indigenous religions, singular school of Dayawism is not feasible.
Good morning or good afternoon to you, ma'am. By the way, my name is Mark Angel Olanoy from Section BA1 and Group 1. So our topic is Filipino cultural heritage. So what is Filipino cultural heritage? The Philippines currently has the total of 3 intangible cultural heritage elements inscribed in the UNESCO or the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization. Representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity. These are the dragon epic of the Maranao, people of Lake of Manao, Hudut chants of the Ifugao, and Ponok tagging rituals and games. So, I have 7 examples of the Filipino cultural heritage. So, example of the Filipino cultural heritage is number 1, sports. The national sport in the country is arnis, a type of martial arts. Boxing is the one of the most popular sports in the Philippines, with the country producing global superstar boxer and the only 8th division champion in the world, Manny Pacquiao. Number 2, clothing. The Maria Clara is a traditional dress worn by Filipino women. The traditional attire gets its name from famous character known as Maria Clara in the epic 19th century narrative, Nolame Tangere, written by Rizal. Number 3, cuisine. And the excellent way of the cultural diversity in the Philippines is the portrayed through the local cuisine. The cuisine in the Philippines is influenced by local foreign cultures. So number 4, literature and arts. An ancient Filipino literature one primarily made up of the legend and the folklore, which of the main forms of literature before the Spanish colonization of the country. The folk tales were based on the specific themselves, aimed to pass down the traditional and cultural beliefs through generations. And number 5, music and dance. The music composed in the Philippines influenced by all cultures in the country. The traditional folk songs are primarily inspired by the indigenous customs and beliefs. Some notable composers of the Filipino folk music include Lucio San Pedro from National Artists for Music, as well as Antonio Buenaventura, a renowned patriotic music composers. Number 6, religion, festivals, and holidays. The Constitution of the Philippines provides the freedom of the religion of the Philippines if the one few Asian country to have a Christian majority. About 90% of the Philippines residents identify as Christian, with 80% of the population being followers of Roman Catholic Church and about 11% the other Christian denominations. So number 7, beliefs and customs. The social beliefs customs practiced in the Philippines are primarily influenced by region and demographic of the region where they are practiced. The traditional customs of the indigenous Filipinos are based on the beliefs of Australian inhabitants of the Philippines. So that is the 7 example of Filipino cultural heritage, ma'am. And that's all, ma'am. Thank you. Keep safe and God bless.
Good day, everyone. I am Jinmei Amluya from Mari City, Davao Oriental, 18 years of age and a BSBA 1N student. Our topic is Filipino cultural heritage, and one of the subtopics of Filipino cultural heritage is why the Filipino cultural heritage is intangible. The intangible cultural heritage of the Philippines includes traditions and living expressions that are passed down from generation to generation within a particular community. The Philippines, with the National Commission for Culture and the Arts as the de facto Ministry of Culture, ratified the 2003 convention after its formal deposit in August 2006. This implies that there is an obligation to carry out the objectives of the convention to ensure the safeguarding of intangible cultural heritage. This includes identifying and documenting variable elements, safeguarding and promoting variable, fostering scientific, technical, and artistic studies, and provide technical assistance and training in the field of ICH. Prior to the Prior to the 2003 convention, the Philippines was invited by UNESCO to nominate intangible heritage elements for the inclusion to the proclamation of masterpieces of the oral and intangible heritage of humanity. This prompted the proclamation of the Hadhad chant of the Ifugao in 2002 and the Rangen Epic chant of the Maranao in 2005. After the establishments of the 2003 convention, all entries to the proclamation of masterpieces were incorporated in the representative list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity in 2008. Why is cultural heritage to Filipinos? It gives us an irrefutable connection to the past, to certain social values, beliefs, costumes, and traditions that allows us to identify ourselves with others and depth in our sense of unity, belonging, and national pride. What are the cultures of Filipino? The Filipino people have a distinct Asian background with a strong Western tradition. The modern Filipino culture developed through influence from Chinese traders, Spanish conquistadors, and American rulers. Filipino people tend to be very hospitable, especially to Western visitors. That's the end of my report. Thank you.